What's going on, Schaefer, everybody? Listen, at some point in time, your jiu-jitsu game is going to change, and we're going to go over the top 5 reasons that's going to happen next time on Open Mat Chronicles.
All right, you guys, welcome back once again to Open Mat Chronicles. 1865 Rod here, and we are coming back at you guys again every week. And as always, we got Schaefer in the house. What's up, Schaefer?
What's going on, everybody? Schaefer's in the house. Welcome to another episode of Open Mat Chronicles. Hope everybody's feeling good and just enjoying their lives out there, making a contribution to jiu-jitsu and all that good stuff. Yeah, man, just exactly the community. all the people out there doing the damn thing. It's good stuff. Hey, man, so we had a fun little conversation a little while ago, and we said, you know what, this would be a cool one to talk about. And a lot of people, you know, they start doing jiu-jitsu, and they're like, man, something happens, something goes on, but for whatever reason, the way they used to fight, they don't fight that way anymore. And we said, well, why does it happen? Like, what's the reasons? And what we did was we came up with our personal top 5 reasons why you might change your jiu-jitsu game. So
I would even say not might, you will change. Like
you
the
will
jiu-jitsu
change.
grappler
That's
you are
true.
today, you will not be the same grappler in a couple
For
years.
facts.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Nobody, like, if you stay in it long enough, you're not going to be the same guy you were,
different.
you know, back in the day.
And we're not saying just because you got better, because you could be the armbar guy, you know, as a blue belt, but as a black belt, you're probably not going to be the armbar guy, right? You're going to be you'll be different.
Something's going to change.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah, something's going to change.
And there's usually reasons for that, and there's like 5 main reasons.
Yeah, I think these were pretty good too.
They're pretty good.
And of course, we're going to talk about it afterwards, but make sure you guys give us your feedback on it too, because look, we love hearing from you guys. So,
100%.
All right, tell us what's number 5, Rob.
Okay, so I think the number 5 is going to be most common, or not most common. This is the least common, but it's going to be you're just bored. You're bored with it. And like I'll give you an example. Like I used to do that freaking backstep knee bar to everybody. Like just backstep, knee bar. I did it so many times. I just got bored with it. I'm like,
right?
I'm never doing that again. I'm not going to backstep knee bar anymore.
So I'm totally,
you know what I mean?
with
It's
you.
like you just change.
Totally with you on that, right? So everybody goes, "Oh, Harold wrist locks." Oh, Harold wrist locks, right? But I don't do wrist locks nearly as much as I used to do wrist locks. Yeah. But I'm always going to be the wrist lock guy, right? So I know for me, okay, coming up, we did a lot of wrist locks because Hassett loved wrist locks. And I think the Megler-Reese brothers, they loved wrist locks. So they were wrist locking Hassett, and then Hassett passes it down, and he's hitting me on double wrist locks and all kinds of stuff. And it was part of my game, right? I'm always looking for them. They're everywhere. Yeah. So for me, it would just be, doesn't matter what the role is, I would always just kind of see it, right? And it would be kind of getting to the point where it's easy to get them. So now it's like, okay, if I want to keep this role going, do I just want to grab him, wrist lock him, say, oh, okay, got him.
Yeah.
And now, boom, got him again.
Yeah.
Just like with you, right? You're sitting here, they're moving, boom, 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 boom. You start the guard pass, you hit a quick back step, bow.
Yeah.
You were taking knees like it was nobody's business. So I think you can kind of, it starts to feel stale. Like once we always say it, master your basics. You have to have a good foundation. And with that good foundation, it usually opens it up so you can start exploring other things, and you get those other things. And then you're really good at those other things.
Yeah, and you still have that to fall back to.
And
because you don't really get better. If you just keep doing the same thing that you know you can get, how is that really making you improve?
Right. I mean, you're dangerous. Don't get it twisted. You're still really you're a serious threat to people, but I don't want to say a one-trick pony, but it starts to feel like, oh, this is the one-trick pony. Yeah. I mean, we've got some guys who are killer when it comes to side mount to freaking Americana. And it's just you can't stop it. And now it's a combination of things, right? They've got the skill set. They've got the strength. They've got the power. They can take your arm. I don't care how much you're bench pressing. They'll take that arm and they shove it down, and boom, you just feel it going, right? And that gets boring to them. At some point in time, they're like, all right, I know I can get them.
I know I can do this.
Right?
Like, I want to do something else.
Yeah.
And something else, like it might not give you the best outcomes right out of the gate, right? But then you keep kind of persevering, and then you get better. And before you know it, now you're just like more, you're well-rounded, even though I hate saying that. But
I know, right?
We just talked against being well-rounded last episode. But,
Jack of all trades, master of none type deal.
But you could be proficient in like 3 to 4 or 5 things you're really, really good at.
For sure. Which should happen anyway. I mean, really, and I'm saying, hell, if you get good at those 4 or 5 things, even that might not be enough for you after a while. You're like, man, I get it. You're going to throw me against most people, and it's that 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the people, I'll get them most of the time with this same little subset of moves that I do.
Exactly.
And it's like, I get it. Hell, I've earned a black belt. I can learn all these other ones. I know all these other moves, but I rarely use them, right? And at some point in time, you might be like, man, that's just – it's not enough. I want to do more. I want to barada plata somebody, right? Like I want to do some of that fancy shit. Like I want to do something that's just outside my normal wheelhouse.
Yeah, you got to push yourself, right, to go into those unfamiliar territory.
Right.
Unless you just want outcomes. You just want to get taps. Then just get your taps.
And then I think you've actually stunted your journey.
You stunted your growth,
right? Because if you're like, okay, well, I get all these taps, man. That's all I'm here for. I just want to show up. I want to get as many people as I can to tap to me in practice, and then I'm going to go home and drink a Heineken and, watch the YouTubes, and
but I'm
going to look at moves that I'm not going to do.
There are some guys that are like that. Like they just do kind of the same move, and they're really, really good at it.
Yeah.
And they'll tap out a lot of people with that small subset of moves.
And a lot of times they get that. I mean, unfortunately, especially for the lower belts who do that, they get it through hacks. They do it because they kind of shortcutted their way to. They were like, "Hey, I don't know all this other stuff, but why do I need to pass the guard when I can just drop back and heel hook them?"
Yeah,
or,
because I would say this conversation is more for like the lower belts, right? Because if you're a black belt and you just have honed a specific skill set, I'm cool with that. That's what you get. But
couldn't you even see yourself getting bored with it?
Yeah, but I think the black belt's probably gone through some of those changes throughout his journey. You know what I mean? And he might revert back to his little subset. Like I've done a lot of different. I've tried different things. Like some things I'm better at than others. But I still like my leg locks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's like where I'm comfortable at.
So, okay, I see what you're saying. Like the higher belts, they're going to be like, well, it's not that I'm bored. It's just this is all I've been using for a while. Yeah. But I've been doing this for a couple years. And maybe because this happens, somebody's teaching a class and you see something you haven't done in years. And you're like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to start doing this to everybody.
So cool.
And next thing you know, you shift over to that.
You're
so,
right.
Okay, you're right.
I love jiu-jitsu. It's so unpredictable. Like, you would never predict that would happen. You get excited about a move you learned a decade ago.
Exactly 10 years ago, and you're like, oh, yeah.
I remember that one.
Dude, that happens.
And you know what happens? Sometimes, like, you'll remember it because at the time you couldn't do it. For whatever reason, you're like, and now you're like, oh, my God, it's awesome.
Something clicks.
It's so easy.
Something clicks, right? Yeah. You're like, oh, man, how come I couldn't do this back in the day? It's like, this is so simple. Yeah. I just wasn't being a good student, I guess. Yeah. But yes. So all right, I can totally get behind that. So for the newer persons then, they're getting in there and they're maybe, like I said, they shortcutted their way to it.
Yeah.
They found some stuff. They're getting really, really good success. Put it in your back pocket. It's always going to be there. But when that boredom starts to come, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable again, right? Yeah. You have to go, shit. I'm going to miss all these moves, all these taps because I'm going to be trying this new stuff. I'm reinventing myself.
And you're going to get tapped.
And you're going to get tapped.
It sucks because
you're going to get your guard passed.
Yeah. Think about it. You're a new jiu-jitsu practitioner, right? You start rolling, you start getting submitted, but then you learn your little move that you're really good at, and then it stops all those submissions, right? Ooh. But then you got to change it. You got to start all over again. Submitted. Right. And then you adapt.
It's like day one.
So you have to go through these little journeys of getting submitted. And there'll be less as time goes on, but that's kind of the reality of it. But if you could do that, I think a lot of people, they may not want to go through that second round of getting submitted.
Right.
So they kind of stay with what they know. I'm going to stay with the comfortable
They
stuff.
don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
They're like, but once again, nobody's really watching you, so don't worry about it.
No one cares.
No one cares. So, yeah, you're right. Like, they're like, man, I'm doing so well, and I've got this. this is my secret weapon. It's the golden gun for all you old school freaking gamers out there playing 007. It was GoldenEye. So they had this thing called the golden gun. It was one shot kill, man. You hit them with the golden gun, you win. And if you've got that, it's hard to holster that and then pull out something that you got to shoot 1,000,000 times to actually get it to work.
Exactly.
So, okay, I like that, Rod. I like that.
Yeah.
So that was number 5.
Number five. So number 4, I don't see this as often, but you do see it though. For whatever reason or not, you might have a guy that's transitioning from sport jiu-jitsu to more of a combat self-defense, or from combat self-defense to sport jiu-jitsu.
Okay. Well, damn. I'm really going to be like, it was me. So in both instances, right? Yeah. So when I first joined, I kind of, I was looking at it for self-defense.
Dude, you are all self-defense. So you're okay. So, it's hilarious because you be rolling and you're like this.
Yes, like, right.
No one's going to punch you, bro. What is jiu-jitsu? You're every roll. You're like sitting there, dog.
I protect my face, dude.
Position.
And for sport, that's actually a terrible idea if it's strictly
for sport.
sport.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I'm like, okay, you're right. Nobody's going to hit me. Nobody's going to headbutt me. Nobody's going to do any of those things. But I do. I roll.
But that's the way you rolled, though.
That's how I roll. It was your muscle memory. For the longest time. Yeah. But that makes you susceptible to things like an Americana. Oh, yeah. Because now I'm blocking here. Because if he throws a punch, they overcommit, and then I can do something. But if not, I'm sticking those arms up there saying, go ahead, try to peel that arm off.
It's like the mount escape, right? There's two. You get the street mount escape and the sport mount escape.
Absolutely. Old school Gracie. You hug them, you climb up, you wrap the arm. But as soon as you reach up and start climbing up, somebody steps up with their foot. They take that freaking Kimura.
Or Brada Platas.
Oh, my God. Hey, I was just talking about Brada Platas. Yeah. Absolutely. But I think more often than not, it's going to be the people going from self-defense to sport, right? But there are situations, right? Let's say you're the type person, you got into jiu-jitsu, however you got there, but you got into the sports stuff, right? And you're really having a good time. You're doing all kinds of fancy shit. You're doing ninja rolls. You're doing, what's our go-to? You're berimboloing people. Yeah. You're doing all kinds of fun stuff, right? But then you have a change of career. You go, hey, man, I'm joining the academy. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to be a correction officer, a CCP. I'm going to be a cop. I'm going to be a sheriff. I'm going to be all these different things. Going into the military. I'm changing the career to where I may have to put hands on somebody for real. I might be in a situation where somebody actually is going to attack me and really mean to do me harm. Yeah. Where my sports jiu-jitsu, I will venture to say 9 times out of 10, sports jiu-jitsu will get you through a lot of things against an untrained person, right? But straight violence is way different than a friendly role or even a competitive sports role, right? Because you start getting those crazy things like people biting you, people maybe, for correction officers, a guy maybe really trying to stab you. I mean, we just actually had a couple of guys. It was terrible. If they were attacked by an inmate with a freaking, with a shiv, with a inmate-made weapon. That's where you're fighting differently, right? So now you're changing your jiu-jitsu because you have to, because you may have to go hands-on, and now you're like, I got to pay attention to people's hands more so than me worried about them getting an underhook or something like that or trying to sweep me. They're probably just going to try to punch me. So, yeah, man, I think that change could definitely be necessary if you're going into a law enforcement thing. And I guess the flip is, if you're in law enforcement and you're kind of okay with that, but now you're like, I just want to go do more competitions, right? Now maybe you're just a training sergeant or something. You're not the guy who's on the ground as much. You're not really messing with the knuckleheads nearly as much.
I wonder where those old tropes came from. When they say, just kick him in the balls. That's it. Or poke him in the eye.
Right, poke him in the eye. Or is it throw some sand in his eye.
Like, number one, like the trained guy can't do that either. They act like if you're trained, like you automatically have this.
You forget how to do it.
Yeah, you forget how to. You can't fight dirty.
Yeah, if anything, it makes it easier because now you're like, okay, I can control
you.
You
got to close the distance to be able to get the guy.
I can control you and do the stuff now because I'm controlling you. You're wide open. I still got this free hand or leg or knee or head for the headbutts.
But where'd that come from? That came from like,
well,
just the dad.
I can tell you where it came from.
Where'd it come from?
All right, see, don't shoot the messenger. A lot of times came from women's self-defense classes.
Oh, really?
Because this is like, hey, if you got this big guy who's about to grab you, kick him in the balls. Just like,
has that ever worked? Maybe like once.
Yeah, well, okay.
It might have worked once. Like, that worked. That's the magic bullet.
Look, dude. So I was just watching the most terrible highlight reel. So it was a highlight reel of MMA guys shot to the nuts, man.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like they're throwing the inside leg click and BOW! Just right up the middle. And it was just like, I was just watching guys drop. It was like 10 or 12 guys.
But you got to remember, that's a trained fighter with the trained kick.
For sure.
Can break probably,
But dude, that's them hitting through a cup.
Yeah.
If you just graze the boys by himself, man, that'll drop you.
I wouldn't recommend
hitting the balls in high school or in elementary school.
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend that as like a.
I wouldn't. Like that's not a strategy.
This is your go-to. Start here. Start with that.
That's not a great strategy. No. It's one of those something is better than nothing.
Something's better than nothing. If the opportunity's there, great.
Yeah. I mean, if he's sitting there and he's like, he's still like in a horse stance. Yeah. And he's like, I'm about to attack you. Yeah. Man, throw it up the middle. Why not? So that's number 4.
That's number 4. Okay, so
what we got
number 3. This is a good one too, because I've done this a little bit. So either a major change in your body composition, like either bulked up a lot or you're trying to come down a lot. So let's say major change in body composition. I'll say like 30 let's say 30. What do you think? 30, 40 pounds maybe?
30, 40 pounds makes a huge difference.
Yeah, you're gonna be different,
especially if you're smaller and you slap on 30 pounds of muscle, 40 pounds of muscle and fat or whatever the case may be. Yeah. You're probably going to be a little slower, right?
Your cardio's going to be down.
Your cardio's going to go down, right? But you'll be strong.
Yeah, you'll be strong.
Yeah. But see, then here's the thing, right? Let's say you've got 4 or 5 years of training, right? You're pretty well trained at this smaller size, and for whatever reason, you're like, hey man, I'm about to get huge on these. I'm about to get swole, and you're eating high protein diets, and you're freaking hitting the gym. You're doing all these extra exercises, and you take a good year or so of straight bulking. Man,
dude, for me, the bulking didn't work well. Like I went for the lightest I've been was 165, I think,
right?
But the heaviest I've been is 205. And I remember trying to bulk up to, or maybe like 202, right? Well, that's about 40 pounds, right? That's close enough. Dude, I was terrible at that weight.
But your cardio, it just didn't feel natural to you, right?
I couldn't move well. It was big and strong, but like I couldn't do anything hard. I think I sucked, basically.
Well, and this is the question,
so
right?
I got to get back down to 165. So, that was a little light.
What if that was your goal, though? What if your goal
was my goal? I was trying to get as big as I could.
Well, but I'm saying, what if your goal and you were going to maintain it? Like, for whatever reason, I want to walk around at this weight. Your jiu-jitsu would suffer until it doesn't, because you would have to continue to work that adaptation. You'd have to change your jiu-jitsu game up, which is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
If you're like, I am staying at this new weight, period.
Oh, yeah, they would have to change.
You'd have to change it, right?
Yeah.
Because here's something I know you said before. As you were bigger and stronger, you could physically just move people who you couldn't move before.
I can't.
And it changed how you fought, right? And so me, on the flip side here, I'm currently trying to go the opposite direction. Yeah. And where I know I can straight hit somebody like a brick wall, and I'm like, nope, you're not going to move me. Or I can load them up, and I know I can move them. I mean, I don't think I'm going to lose. I'm not going to lose a lot of strength, but I'm going to lose some strength. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to lose strength. Dude, I'm telling you, when I got to the 165, I was like, oh my God, I'm not strong at all. Like, I feel fragile.
So for me,
I got to put some weight back on. Let me throw 20 pounds back on. Okay, I'm 185. I'm cool.
So if I go in the opposite direction, and it's for a lifestyle change, I want to overall be healthier. I want to be smaller because I want to be able to do jiu-jitsu and all for sure, but I also want to be able to run and gun. I still want to be able to I do a lot of weapons training and stuff like that. I want to be able to do that old school infantry stuff I used to do. And if that's going to be the new me, right, I'm going to have to change how I fight. Like, I won't be able to just straight manhandle some people, you know what I mean?
But I think it's an easier transition going from big to small than the other way around.
You think?
Because your body's able to do so much more. Like going from the 205 to 165, bro. I was like a little kid. I was like rolling around.
Okay.
I could go inverted. I could do all that. So it was cool.
Okay.
It opened up so many more things that I could do versus the big being bigger.
But what happens when you've got 2 decades of fighting this other way?
My jiu-jitsu was good, dude.
Yeah, I get it. But my jiu-jitsu's good, but it's good in this way.
Yeah.
So now
it's gonna get better.
I think it's gonna get
You can be doing umaplatas, you can be doing platas, all this barambolos, you can be doing barambolos.
Right?
Yes. No, I'm telling you, that's the sweet spot.
Then I'm gonna have to go through that learning phase.
You're gonna go through learning.
Which is what we were just talking about, where I'm like, damn, am I ready to get comfortable being uncomfortable like that again? Am I ready to take L after L after L after L?
No, you're gonna be good. Because look, you could like this. You could teach a berimbolo right now,
for sure.
Right? You understand the concept, right? It's not the most comfortable move for you probably right now.
No,
but imagine if
you're up on your neck and whatnot.
Yeah. But imagine if you were small and you could just hit it. Like, holy crap! You already know it. You could do it probably like in a few times.
Right. But then, what about loading somebody up into my Z guard and hitting my cool sweeps?
Old school sweep. Yeah, you're probably gonna stop.
You see what I'm saying?
You might have to stop the deep half guard.
But now I got 2 decades of how I used to train and fight.
You're right though. Yeah,
out the window.
You're right.
So that for me is going to be
true.
Crazy, but it's going to be necessary.
Yeah.
Right. Like that change will necessitate some serious adaptation on my part.
100%.
And I guess you just can't punk out, right? You just can't quit.
No, I think
you can't
it'll
be
be
like,
fun.
I don't like this anymore because I
it'll
can't
be fun
win.
because it'll open up. I think it'll open up. It'll be a net gain for you at the end of the day because it's going to open up all these different moves that you could do now, but you'll want to do them.
Right.
Right. Where you'll have a wider group of moves to choose from. That's what I think. Like for me,
you could be 100% right.
Like I like being small, like 165, but I didn't like being that small. I think I felt a little vulnerable. I felt just fragile. Like I didn't feel. Not being serious, man. I don't know. I just didn't feel like strong. Like I felt like if you slammed me, like my shoulder.
See, I don't want that.
Well, you're not gonna get to 165, but so you're gonna find a good compromise.
All right. So major shifts in body composition.
Yeah,
that's going to necessitate a change in how you do jiu-jitsu.
100%.
Unless you're Esther, because she's tiny and she was doing big guy jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work when you're that tiny. Like she's got the big guy mentality in a small gal body. Yeah. So that might be rough. But I'm not suggesting that she slaps on 50 pounds either.
It's so funny. She'd roll the same. She would roll the same, though.
Well, you're right. Then she'd probably try to do the small guy jiu-jitsu. Yeah. She would just flip it around.
Yeah.
All right. So that's number 3?
That was number 3.
Number 3. What do we got? Number 2.
So number 2, this is definitely one that I can relate to. But number 2 is just getting older.
Ouch.
Your game is going to change. 100%.
Damn. Sorry. What are you trying to say? We getting old, Rod?
We're getting old, dude.
We getting old?
Yeah.
Damn.
Old, dude. Like, that's for me. That's why I've always liked leg locks, but I've really started to really push them a lot more now. And my game's more like probably 80% leg locks now. It's because I don't have like the drive and I want to try to smash past this guy and just force my will past. Bro, I ain't trying to do all that.
The recovery takes longer.
I ain't trying to do all that. Right? Yeah, it's too much work. It's like a higher propensity to maybe getting injured. We talked about the lockdown. Now your knee gets twisted. Oh. I'm not trying to do all that, right? I'd rather just play that seated. I'm a butt scooter. I'm a dirty butt scooter now. But here's the funny thing. That's really not the norm because a lot of times guys like, oh no, you can't do that. That's more of a young man's game. Is like,
right.
And butt scooting and all that. For me, it doesn't bother me though.
Well,
I'm underneath you, and it's
because you also once again you started with more of an old school type grappling mentality, right? I mean, I guess really it's the same for me. It's like I'm used to doing all the old school stuff, and as I get older, right? Like it slows down. But then, see, man, this is going to be a weird combination for me because I'm looking at getting older and doing a recomp, on the size and all.
Right,
so God only knows how I'm going to. My jiu-jitsu might get really, really good. Or just turn to straight trash, dude.
No, that's truly. You're right. You're going through 2 of those. Right.
So it's like, but as we get older, I mean, hell, the best in the world age out. Like nobody stays the best forever. It just can't happen. We say Father Time always wins, right?
Father Time wins. It's like you have to. It's either you're making choices. It's all about choices, right? What is it? The choices you make today will determine the future you, right?
Absolutely.
But it's like I could still roll and do all the heavy pressure. I could do all that stuff if I wanted to. But
For sure.
I'll probably just get injured You know, it's going to be a lot of wear on your body.
You're going to have the recovery time. It's just going to be like, holy shit.
It's a grind.
People, what would I say? Like, there's a difference. I mean, youth is wasted on the young, man, because like they've got it. They recover instantly. You know, they're ready to go. They do 10, 20 rounds, keep going, boom, 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 boom. Whereas I'm like, man, you know, I'll get you 5, 6, 7 rounds, but good Lord, I'm going to need some ibuprofen afterwards. I'm going to need the entire rest of the day and probably a lot of tomorrow just to lay immobilized for a while.
Well, it's more of a fight. Those rules, those upper body attacks. If you're attacking the upper body, you're going after arms, shoulders, or neck. Right? Those are your 3 targets, and that's where people are strong. Like that's a fight, dude. It's more like mano a mano, right?
Yeah,
dude? Fighting for that underhook, fighting for that position. It's a grind, dude, on your body. And I don't know. I think when you go for legs, it's not as much of a battle of strength, but it's more of a chest. Match, right.
That is a lot of
like
technique.
A lot of leg entanglements.
That's a lot of technique.
Yeah. And I like that though. It's more fun for me, and it's not as physically like taxing on the body. Yeah.
No, seriously, like with you and your leg attacks and stuff, and like some of your entries and all, I watch it and I'm like, holy shit, that's actually like really impressive. Which is why, again, I try to stay low, stay heavy. I'm like, nah, I'm not letting him slide up under me, dude. That's crazy. Because if he does, I'm compromised. I'm going to lose my freaking legs. So, but yeah, I guess as you get older, that is going to absolutely force a change in how you roll, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Because hey, it happens to us all. If we're lucky, it will happen to us all.
Yeah, because like the flip side is, okay, let's say I just kind of double down on like the heavy smash passing, that style of that old Gracie style of grappling. I could still do that, but I would just be less.
Yeah.
Do you really think I'm going to be, at my age now as good as I was like in my 40s? Like it's completely.
If you had the same amount of training, you'd much rather.
I'm just going to start deteriorating.
And if you had even more of a choice, you'd like to be in your 20s.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So it's like I'm just going to switch styles and then just come up with something different.
That's it. And you give them the best you got, right? It's like I said, nobody stays king of the hill forever.
No,
I
was never king of the hill, but I know what you're saying. Though.
Yeah, but even your own version of king of the hill. You know what I mean? Like when you were at your peak. That's the only time you're ever going to be at your peak, man. Because then it's now you're going back down. It's like you had a great time going up the mountain. You stayed up there for a while. So just make sure you have a great time coming back down the mountain.
Purple belts are fun. I think that's when I was at my physical peak.
Okay, gotcha. Right?
Well, not. I started late in life, but in terms of my jiu-jitsu journey, because I started later. By the time I was purple belt, I think I was still kind of like, I wouldn't say I was young. I was an old guy still, but I was more physical than I was now. I was a little bit better than I was now. I was still bigger and I could, move a little bit better.
I think you're stronger now.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty strong.
That's what I'm saying. I think you're stronger now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude. Well, yeah, you're strong then too. You're fucking strong now, dude. I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know.
You don't lose your strength that much.
That's what I mean,
think
man.
When you lose your
that's what I call old man strength.
Old man strength, but you're still not as durable. What happens? And I think something like your ligaments and joints, your muscle is strong, but like the connective tissues and all that's not as strong.
And you know what happens when you got those weaker connective tissues? It goes to our number one thing.
Oh, yeah, number one. Perfect segue.
Absolutely.
Which is going to be a major injury or something that leaves you compromised in some way, shape, or form.
Something that could be catastrophic.
100%. That's going to be the most common reason you're going to have to change your game.
And that sucks. And it sucks terribly because it usually happens more than once. Yeah. And that's what really sucks. Man. I've had the elbow just blown out, and it's never been the same. I've had the neck broken, and it's just never been the same. I've had the knee blown out. It's just never been the same. Each one of those things forced me to change how I fight, like dramatically, right? Yeah. Some things I only do on one side because the other side just can't do it anymore, right? And I know I always say, hey, just learn it on one side anyway. So, I mean, it works out. But yeah, man, like given a long enough timeline and you're doing a combat art.
Are you going to get hurt?
Something's going to hurt you, man. Something's going to get hurt. And if you're blessed enough that it isn't something like really debilitating, that's awesome. And, take that and be happy. Like you are a lucky person.
Yeah.
But those injuries, man, they force you to change. Like, you just have to watch what you're doing on certain sides now too, right? You're like, this is my weaker side, so I can't allow somebody to really attack this side. Like, I mean,
you got a bad
shoulder can't bend. Yeah, that's
this
on
shoulder
side,
here,
right?
Pretty much frozen.
So it's like, if somebody's attacking that side, you have to play that tight to the vest. Yeah.
and then it leaves this one exposed. They might try to hit. I already know. Okay, so now I got this one tucked in. They're going to try to armbar this one. So you have to be prevented on your escapes.
But here's how your jiu-jitsu changes.
It changed.
I know that you're going to put your other arm in a compromised position to protect the already compromised arm, so your defense for those arm attacks
gets way better.
Dude,
I used to get armbarred all the time just because of this bad shoulder, because like, oh crap, I did that.
But now you don't, because you're like, this is just part of my game. But you know that's their only avenue of attack. So you start to pay attention to all those different things, right? It's like the one where I couldn't like kind of do a rolling stand up on one side because my knee was just dead. It doesn't even hurt. It just doesn't work. From a certain angle, I just can't make my leg do a certain thing to help me stand up. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. So I learned how to do it on the other side. And the other side I do it, or I just found different moves. It's like, that one where normally you go shin on shin. Like if you're on your butt, you'll go shin on shin and then roll into like something X or whatever, you do some crazy shit. Me, if I gotta if somebody steps in, I don't do the step shin on shin. I'll hook the leg and I'll do that drive forward.
I like that one. I gotta start doing that one. So, they won't expect it because it's
right, because other people go, oh damn, it's like that's not what I really saw coming. But that's what I got good at. It's an adaptation, right? I had to do it. I had to keep doing jiu-jitsu. Damn. So wait a minute.
You're right. The flip side is you just quit.
Right.
You don't have to do anything. Don't change your game.
So I got like 3 things happening, right? I'm trying to recomp. I'm getting old, and I'm injured.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's the new Harold going to be like?
I don't know, man. It's probably going to suck.
Nah, you'll still be good. You'll be good. I have confidence.
All right. You have to have faith. You got to believe. And while you're believing, you should subscribe, and believe that you're going to share this with some other people.
Definitely.
Because we're loving that. We're actually getting some really good comments in and stuff. We try to get back to you guys really quickly, and just to shoot the shit a little bit. We appreciate it. Seriously.
Totally do. You know, it's funny. I was looking at our analytics, and it's like 60-something% of viewers are not subscribed.
What?
Johnny, just subscribe. Help.
Oh, come on, man.
Help us out.
Yeah, subscribe.
Just click a little button. It doesn't hurt. I promise.
It's free to subscribe. So go ahead and lock us in, because we like doing this stuff, man. This is fun. Like,
original content, too.
It is always original content.
We can easily just do, like, what is those reaction videos? You know what? I have mixed feelings about those.
I don't know. Should we just do reaction videos to everybody?
Because I don't know. Here's my thing on reaction. I don't want to hate on people that do reaction videos.
Me either.
They're cool.
Some of them are fun.
Some are really funny. Mm-hmm. But I think making original content is harder, I think. Because we was like, what are we going to talk about this week? Yeah. But a reaction video, you could just play anything. Like, oh, yeah, look at that. That was cool. What do you think?
That's true. Yeah.
And those things kill it, though.
Now, we actually put some thought into
let's start doing all reaction videos.
That'd be easy. I don't know. No, we're not going to do that.
I like bringing value. To me, it's a value exchange, right?
Yeah.
Your time, and we give you something of value to listen to.
Seriously, we try not to have you guys be bored. Yeah. Because like that, look, we wouldn't want anybody boring us. We don't want to bore you. Yeah. That's why we try to come up with some stuff that's interesting to hear about. And I think that this top 5 was actually pretty interesting.
Well, we got one more.
We do. Oh, we got a runner-up, don't we? We had
honorable mention.
The honorable mention one. Tell them what it is.
Okay, this one is, I've seen this before. We've both seen this. Yeah. It's just changing your environment, right? Mm-hmm. We got a couple of examples here. You want to talk about that, Harold?
Yeah, dude. So this one, it happens to a lot of people, and it doesn't always necessitate a change in how you roll, but I think it happens just through osmosis. Yeah. You just naturally start to change. When you change gyms, when you have a move, right? You go from the East Coast to the West Side, you do all that stuff. And that's what happened to me, right? I came from a school where it was super aggressive and super mean, first of all. Like, we used to call it Hassett Lovin', and they still say, oh my God, Harold's so mean when he rolls. He's mushing people's faces. He's putting his knuckles in behind their jaw. Or we say, when in doubt, punch him in the throat. Like, I do a lot of throat punch moves.
How'd that feel?
Yeah, how that right? If somebody accidentally catches an elbow, knee, headbutt, whatever, you don't say sorry. So how'd that feel? Rod hates that. I know. But it's all out of love. It's not because we don't actually care. It's just we're like, suck it up, man. We're like, we're gonna get bumps and bruises. Get over it. How'd that feel? So, but I also didn't do a lot of standing passes and stuff like that, and I didn't have great defense to it because it wasn't done. But then when I came here, I got way more used to it because I was getting passed a lot. I was getting passed a whole lot. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Wait a minute. I'm like, I know Jiu Jitsu. What's happening, right? It's just that I didn't defend against it because I got used to something else. Yeah. So now
you're trying to go for that deep half guard. They're like standing up on you.
Now I know.
What the?
Everybody in California like runs around when they pass. So I'm like, okay.
That's true though.
I get it.
That's true.
I get it. So and I made that change. So yes, going to another place could absolutely change how you fight, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, you've mainly been here with Gus, so it's like your game is kind of
shaped around him, yeah,
right,
definitely. But I've seen it though, man. Our boy Halen, shout out to Halen. But Halen, I know you're watching, man. He was a full on no gi guy
for sure. He loved it. Halen, he might as well be in 10th.
Are we doing gi? Are you guys doing gi? He loves the gi, which is cool. I think Julio too, though, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Julio.
Yep.
About Julio. He was another one. They were all no gi when they were with us.
Yeah.
Now they're all gi just because that's their environment. Yeah.
And then the flip side, we had Randy, who was super gi, but then he went to 10th Planet.
Oh, he got no gi.
And he was that no gi guy, dude.
Now he's back to gi though.
But then he came back to the fold.
Yeah.
He was welcomed back to the fold.
Like I made a joke. Remember when we had Jamie Harris guys? What's the school called? House of Moons. House of Moons, man. Shout out to those guys. But I even said this. I go, man, I bet you if I trained there for like 6 months,
you'd be super
back,
aggressive.
I'd be mean, dude. Like, what happened to Rod, dude?
So you know what's funny?
I'd be smashing on everybody.
The House of Moon guys were more like the Hassett guys. Okay. Like they're just meaner. Yeah. Like they're meaner guys. And they're good.
Yeah,
they're really freaking good.
Yeah.
But then we got the nice guys who were really good.
Yeah.
I mean, remember we had one of the podcasts. It was called like the meanest nice guys or the nicest mean guys, something like that. That's what we are. Like, you know, you see me, look, I'm always smiling, dude. But I mean, if you roll with me, I seem like I'm mean, but even then I'm still smiling. Yeah. But if I elbow you or headbutt you, I'm like, how'd that feel?
What if you wrist lock him now? That'd be messed up.
I'm about to bring wrist locks back too.
Wrong, dude.
Oh my God. All right. So that was our top 5 and an honorable mention. And we hope you actually enjoyed this one. This was fun for us too. It was like we were just like shooting the shit. We were like, this is a good one. This is a good one. Short of that, Rod, what do you want to tell the people?
I'd say go reinvent yourself.
Go reinvent yourself.
Yeah, reinvent. It's going to happen either way. You might as well do it on your terms, right? So do you want to be forced to do it because your shoulder's blown out?
So you have multiple reinventions throughout your journey, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. You know? Mix it up. Keep the people guessing. Right. But we're not going to keep you guessing. We're going to keep on showing up here and keep giving you some really good content. So, and why? Because it's important to us. And if it's important, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. And you'll be like, let's just do reaction videos. They're easier.
We'll find a way to do reaction videos. That's it,
but who knows? Now watch, we should just put one out just to mess with everybody. Like, what the hell is this? Anyway.
Lose all your subscribers.
Thank you guys for checking us out again on Open Back Chronicles. Keep training, and until the next time, we'll holler at you.
We'll see you next week. Keep training.